we have to do this meeting. Yeah.
Good? All right. Let's start this meeting here, Monday, February 27th at 6:06. Roll call? We'll start with you.
Andy James Davis at large.
Vicki Clapp, treasurer.
Joseph Gonzalez, president.
Fernando Lopez, vice president.
Michael Bell, secretary.
President's briefing, I don't have anything for that. So you want to move into the secretary's report?
Yep. Motion to approve January.
Motion to approve the minutes.
A second.
Let's vote.
Nope.
The only voting I have between meetings was on the 13th, and it ran up towards paying the deposit for the capital truck to the teachers appreciation lunch and Joseph. Thank you. I was voted on your motions.
Okay. All right, Vicki, treasurer's report?
All right, so January, this is January's numbers. So January's beginning balance was $35,160 with deposits of $8,303.41. We had checks written of $2,289.26. We had debit card transactions of $6,993.70. That left us with a pending balance on January 31st of $34,180.55. And the talent show made about $465. Just wondering about that. That's all I have.
How much was it? Or what?
465. And I have a couple updates from Dan, but I think you could make it. I don't know if you want to do that.
We have a 5-page section.
Do we?
So, no, I took it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe when we get down to like
that's
public
stuff.
comment and stuff, yeah, we'll
Okay.
just talk about it then.
Sounds good.
We'll keep it moving.
Okay.
Script report, updates.
We have two new coordinators who have agreed and said they were on board and haven't backed out happily. So one of them is going to do the online stuff and one is going to do the like numbers and like tracking things on the computer type things. And now we're just needing one more person to do the like in-person sales in the mornings. Not necessarily being the person doing the selling, but in charge of the morning sales. So like just making sure we have desk coverage with our volunteers, and also sitting in as a salesperson, you know, being the face of the script per se. Just the person who can do the in-person sales, that type of thing. But we're excited. We just agreed last week that the second person was going to go ahead and take that other piece off my plate, so that's good. So we'll probably have a meeting hopefully here in the next week, and get those two together at least and get started. It's Jen Valensek is the numbers lady, and Erin McKechnie is going to be the online person. Promoter, marketing type person.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah,
Very cool.
super excited. And Vicki and I were able to meet a couple weeks ago, and then it promptly put all of my paperwork in my bag, and it's been there ever since. So I apologize.
That's okay.
I saw your text this afternoon when I was in class, so I didn't have a chance to respond.
And I also texted or emailed with Joe, and he said that Lisa would be able to help me out with that too. It's PayPal. So it hasn't been transferred since like October. So when I had transferred, it was like $8,000. Yeah. It was, I printed it out. Well, it's still on there, right?
Yeah, all the transactions.
The things that you guys sent me was like a PDF, so I don't know if
Yeah.
you're able to produce that in a spreadsheet format so that it can be manipulated? I don't know.
Yeah, it's usually easier.
You can, I couldn't figure out how to do it, and I got,
And it's usually easier to transfer, like, you did the 8,000, so then you're gonna have to break up the allocations, which isn't the end, but if you break it up first and then transfer how much, so like 6,000 per script, say, it would just be
Right.
easier for your records to kind of keep track of that.
right, I just didn't know what.
Yeah, she sent me
was
something
what.
that was like, I don't know, like 10 or 20 pages of just like
Right,
this transaction and that
Yeah.
transaction. It was just like me trying to read
We'll figure
a
it out.
bank statement, you know, it wasn't really manipulable.
Yeah.
so when I go on to PayPal and like click on, you know, say,
I'll show you.
okay, yeah, we'll just go over it, it looked like it was gonna be a project,
It
so. So yeah, I mean, I transferred it today, so it'll be in the checking account, you know, today, tomorrow. So, it's there, it was like $8,000. So I figured I could go back into PayPal and like look and see what's what, because I don't know. And I got overwhelmed when I looked at it. 'Cause
That
it was
seems
a lot.
overwhelming. Just tell me, just hearing about it, I'm like,
Yeah, it was just like
That's a lot of
person,
numbers.
people's names and the dollar amount, and I'm like, okay, what is this for? I don't know, but, you know,
it's a lot, I see, like, hats off to all you guys who did the script and everything.
so yeah, so I mean, I'm sure
Once it's set up, it's not
we'll
so
figure
bad.
out what's what, but I know it's $8,000, so I'm sure we wanted to, the checking account.
We'll get to the bottom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, committee updates, or I'm sorry, Martha, do you have anything else for scope?
Nope, would love to know the Teacher Appreciation Week dates so that we can start thinking ahead on, especially with our new folks, to get them on board with that.
We believe
With helping with the May 8th.
Yeah, May 8th through the 12th, the
Perfect.
second week of May.
Yes.
That's teacher appreciation, is that what you said?
Yes.
May 8th to what now? To the 12th.
That week of May.
All
I was,
right,
had it in my head that it was in April, so that's even better.
Yeah, that's better. Committee updates, I checked in with Mercy about events. We're, selling tickets for the ice skating that's coming up, but that's about all we have going on so far. Volunteers, any updates for them?
We had the Valentine's parties, which were great, very, very successful, everyone's happy. The one thing I will say, and I haven't done anything out to volunteer yet, is next year we really need to focus on sustainability for the parties, because there was so much unsustainable stuff. Single bags of chips, all those things. So just something that we'll have to really focus on, and I feel like we did at the beginning of the year, but moving forward for next year, just kind of keeping that at the forefront of everything. But otherwise, everything is good with volunteers.
Is there other events that are coming up that would run into that same issue?
Mm-mm.
Oh, that was our last parties of the year, yeah.
So that's pretty-
Okay.
Unless they do just class parties at the end of the year, but that would be.
That's more teacher,
Yeah.
focused than
Yeah.
volunteer.
If 8th grade does ice skating, usually somebody reaches out and asks me, hey, is there a better way? Or a, or tree huggery kind of way to serve this or that or whatever. Sometimes you just can't. Totally understandable. Single serve has to be done in certain occasions. You have to wear gloves in certain occasions for sure. But if there's a better, more earth-friendly option, then that's fine.
All right, uniform updates. Uniform people need a key. I think we have that covered. They also wanted to make sure that any organization or people that are getting specialty shirts should go through them versus contacting Lights directly. So they just wanted to put that out there and let everybody know that that's a process. And then also that they're always accepting donations for uniforms that are in good condition and can be used. So that's uniforms, sustainability.
Denim went pretty well. It seemed like it was full a lot, so Did you guys get a lot of out of
We
there
did.
too?
We only had to spend like $50 on decorations, so.
Oh, hey, excellent. That's sustainability, right? Sweet. So,
And it was a good one.
oh, even better, like double down for it. So, that was a big hit. I have to, clear it with administration, but I'd like to do newspaper for March. I noticed that a local, vet was looking for newspaper, so I bet there's a lot that are always looking for newspaper. And so, I seem to be coming across it lately, so if that works out, that'd be great. And then, a contest for April, possibly a similar one to what we've done in the past. The Gallup's kids have participated and won. I usually will sponsor a gift card for, random 3 people who participate. Everybody who participates, gets put into a hat, and then we just randomly pick 1, 2, 3 into the first, second, third. So, we got a poem last year and some drawings and little videos of what they've done around. So if that works out, that'd be great. And then, some possible cleanup days in April and May, but that will be to be determined with emails going out, and I'll be sure to get the information to Mrs. Household in a timely manner so it can get in the Hawks highlights for any cleanup days or any sustainability stuff.
Cool. For the newspaper collection, could people also turn in junk mail?
Well,
Is that a thing?
the
Do the
paper,
newspapers you get like in the mail count? They're not really newspapers, right, but they're like,
well, they want it to line their cages. So, junk mail usually won't do that, but I think, don't quote me on this because I'm not an expert on the paper bin that we have outside.
Okay.
That is an ongoing fundraiser. So we could always encourage people to bring their junk mail and put it in the paper bin.
Oh,
Because the paper that's in that bin, goes, to exactly where I'm not sure, we'd have to ask. I think Mrs. Little, that was set up by the previous,
okay. So you're saying we have
natural.
money for that?
But yeah, it's, the paper, there's 3 out there, and one is just
We still
paper.
do.
And we used to at least,
Yeah, me and
okay.
Jen were just talking about it,
Okay.
and I don't know if we still do or not. We
All
have
right,
to-
well, I could find out if
Yeah.
someone wants to give me an email. I like to annoy people, so,
That's awesome.
Which part, the paper or
No,
the?
she's like, all of it.
Oh, why not? I'll just be the squeaky wheel. So if that all works out with everybody, then, we'll find out about the paper and do junk mail. We get encouraged all the time there and do maybe April, a special, junk mail collection, because I don't have an April or May collection. But personally, I don't want to separate the 2 in my one bin.
Right. Neither.
I had a thought with the collections that you do, and I haven't talked to anybody about it, but making the students more aware of the collections going on, so maybe that's through student council, like bringing student, like you go into a student council meeting and saying this is the collection for the month, and then making them have some kind of ownership and making that go out to the students. You know what I mean?
Yes,
So just to kind of like bring it full circle back.
that would be awesome. I would love that.
And I haven't talked to Mrs. Hubble or Miss Michelle about it, so,
Well, let me know.
well, you can.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's fine. I need to send them all an email and
I would just like to
I'll
like
just add
bring
one
it
more thing.
like more full circle and make the kids aware of what's going on.
Right, and then they can, I could still deliver it or whatever if it's my idea, but we could all work together.
Like
too,
your
and if
thing,
they
so,
have-
but just making them more like accountable for making the kids know what's going on with these
Right.
sections and
This is
stuff.
what's going on,
Yeah.
let's do it, let's put the right stuff in the right bins. Okay, excellent, like our little tree hugger police. Sounds good. Tree hugger police, can we get badges? I'm joking. Maybe I'm not.
I wasn't.
Tree hugger police badges.
That's awesome, I like that, I like that. Tree hugger police badges. That's great.
Just pat you on the head saying you're cute. Let's move on. All right. What's next?
I
All
like
right,
it. I like it.
fundraising
That's
of
funny.
popcorn, Chrissy's not here, so I'll get an update from her. I gotta check in with her on a couple things. Moving on to Dow. Any updates there?
We are ready, just putting all the last minute pieces together, yeah, we're good to go. We have
So-
the packages and it should be good.
Do you need anything from us for the day of? or Before?
Anybody that can help set up, we can use all hands on deck that morning because we have a very small window of time we're being charged by the hour, so the faster we get it set up, the less expensive it will be.
What time is that starting?
Right after drop off.
8:30.
Yeah, we're just gonna load up whatever we need and head over there.
So if we're starting at like 9 o'clock, I mean, do we have from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock to set up?
It shouldn't take that long, like, we should be done by like 12 or 1 is what I'm thinking.
Oh.
We have as long as we want, but like, so we're being charged by the hour, so.
I'm confused.
That's weird. Yeah.
So do they have to have somebody there like while we're setting up and then they like lock it up
Then
and then we leave?
So we've always been able, not always, but the last many years, we've been able to do it the day before, but they didn't want us to do it the day before because they were like, what happens if someone comes in and steals your stuff or whatever, for the liability of it. They're there anyway during the day, but it's just how they charge
So we're just getting charged for the amount of hours that we're setting up.
that we're there.
So if you come
Yeah.
from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock and then come back at like 3 o'clock
The
to 5
end
o'clock.
time is already in our contracted time. The extra time is what our extra time is being billed for. So from 5 to 11, that's like our contracted time. And I think we have 2 hours in addition to that. So anything outside of that, then we get billed that way for.
Oh, I see.
That's
Okay.
that's really weird that they do it that way, but.
That's how, it's actually how most venues do it. Like even when we set up the day before, they charged us for the time it took us to set up.
To be infinite.
But it's just less convenient to be like
Probably to
day of.
discourage people from taking too long.
Yeah, and like if they have other events or whatever.
So for this final push, are you looking for more ticket sales or more raffle ticket sales? This last.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dow everything.
I mean,
All of the
our
above.
ticket sales are good, I mean,
Spread
good, raffle, I mean, the more raffle tickets, I mean, everything is profit at this point, right, so.
To clarify the trivia, there's a time frame for trivia.
The trivia, I believe, is 7 to 9, and it will just be during like the auction stuff, baskets, all that good stuff.
And then it's gonna be like in between with like music turned
Yes.
on and the music's off during the trivia.
Yeah, it's the same person that does it,
That's
so
why, I
she's
just wanted to
very-
clarify it in my
Yep.
brain, a couple people asked, like, well, how are they gonna do music and trivia? And I'm like, well, I'm pretty sure,
Yep, it's the
Let me
same
make
person,
sure.
she does both.
that's perfect. Let's have them all the time. Well,
Let's see
you
how it goes.
guys can have them all the time if they're great.
Who is that?
They're out of Chicago Trivia Company, I think it's called.
Didn't they do the stuff at Uptown Social in Michigan City?
I think so.
If that's the same group, they've had, if it's not the same group, don't quote me, but if it is the same group, they've had positive.
I'm pretty sure it is. There was 2 that, I'm pretty sure it's the same one.
Well, if it is, they're, hopefully, right?
We're excited.
All
And the
right.
decorations are adorable. Kelly and Mercy have gone all out.
And Carson.
And Carson.
Okay. Teacher Appreciation Week.
Like we said, that's gonna be May 8th through the 12th. And I'm working with Deb right now to iron out what Abby wants to do so that we can work with their ideas and then add on to it. We've just been kind of waiting for Dow to kind of get out of the way just because there's a lot going on right now. So probably in the next 2 weeks, Deb and I will reconvene and then have some more concrete ideas for the next meeting so we can figure out what we're spending on.
Okay. All right, school supplies. So the school supplies that we sell every year, teachers have until March 1st to finalize all their lists. I think there's maybe 2 or 3 grades that still need to be approved. But then we will market that from April 1st to June 30th for people to buy their school supplies. And we'll take orders in between them. And then we'll have them, then they'll come over the summer, like they did last time, and we distribute them. But yeah, that's going to be coming up in April. All right, so board bios. We had this discussion about where everybody's terms are at, and getting a better understanding, since like we've all come into like other people's positions. I wouldn't say all, but most of us. So up for elections would be the president position and the secretary's position. Now, I guess we would start accepting bios, and that's what the next elections would be for those positions.
And when is that?
So that's what we need to decide, whether it be first week of April, the end of March. We have to look at when we're gonna have our next PAC meeting, because it would be, that's when we like do the voting, the tallying and all that stuff then. And I don't think we have anything scheduled.
The president and the secretary are up for election,
Mhm.
so it's not optional your extension, do I have it wrong?
No, yeah, that's an old agenda.
Oh,
Yeah, so I mean, just going through the bylaws and kind of reading. Here's an
yeah, I have it, I just had the one printed already, and I'm looking at the wrong one. It's all good.
So we'll figure a date on that after we figure out when our next meetings are, so we'll like circle back.
I mean, we can just do that now.
Okay, great.
Okay.
I mean, we're on the topic.
Well, if we're keeping with Mondays at 6, it's March 27th, February 28th dates, we'll
That's
convene it.
spring breaking.
Oh, well, never mind then.
We're not gonna.
So the week before, the 20th,
Yeah.
the 20th work?
That's right after the play, I don't know. If you're gonna be doing a lot of stuff about like election advertising and stuff, it's the very first day of school after the play. And tech week and all that. I don't know if that has anything to do with your decision on that.
No, but let's look at like the first week of April. What's that first?
Well, if we go till the
The
17th,
third is a e-learning day. That's right after spring break.
What's wrong?
well, we announce bios March 20th, so everybody has a month, and then we vote on April 17th. It's a month. No? Yes?
All right, hold on. So
I think in the past, generally what they did is they would say like today, they would say we're accepting bios like
yeah, as of today.
as of today. And then they would give like, it looked like from the previous minutes, they would give like 2 weeks. I mean, we can give until the next meeting, doesn't really matter. But in the past, what they had done is they'd say we're accepting bios for the next 2 weeks. And then at that point, we'll publish the bios and we will vote
At the next.
at the next meeting if there are more than one candidate.
Right, okay, so then
Most
like
of the
we announce-
elections are unopposed. Almost all of them. So I don't know if that will be the case this time, but.
Well, if we announced at the next meeting, then there'd be 2 weeks to get the bios in and then 2 weeks to have them up. And then we could still vote in April.
Right, but I think, are you saying
No,
that you
I'm
wanna
saying we're
announce it
announcing it
tonight?
now.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
So-
we're announcing it now.
The announcement.
Okay.
so then you
We
wanna
have
do
2
all this
weeks.
stuff right now? And the advertising right now, or do you wanna wait to announce it next month?
No, because if we wait till next month, then we're waiting a whole nother month
Yeah,
before the next meeting.
and then we're into May.
Right, if we
Right,
so-
I realize that, but there's not as much going
If
on
we announce it
for all of
now,
us.
have the bios back by Friday the 10th, publish them the week, that day, then they'll be up from the 10th through the 19th, and then we can vote on the 20th.
You want, you have time to get all that
Weeks.
up and everything?
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's do it.
all right.
So our
Well,
next meeting is March.
it's on you, so I mean,
So March 20th.
if you are ready, do it.
Okay. So, and you want to have everybody ready for like July, right? Or is it gonna, they're gonna take over right away?
No,
So
the deadline.
July is the takeover.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's the training period.
So just a little like
President.
history on why we started doing elections so early was because of Dow. And it was to have officers on board when Dow happened. But with us moving Dow up so early and with you guys not doing so much with Dow, it kind of is a moot point at this point. So if you guys push elections to April or May, it doesn't really matter. That was the rationale behind having elections now, was so new officers could be part of that Dow process and like their first experience wasn't as without any experience. So just to give you guys the background of why we had pushed it back when we did the bylaws.
I think the bylaws might say that it has to happen in March or April.
I think it does, but that's why that
Yeah.
is like that.
I don't remember
I
exactly.
think it's
but can
February or
remember
March,
that.
actually.
No, it's April.
Is that
It's
what-
before the April meeting.
Okay, so the next PAC meeting is gonna be March 20th, is that over?
Yes.
Okay, March 20th at 6, right? We're sticking with
Because
6?
spring break's the following week,
Okay,
right, for 27.
yes.
Elections will be held during the March or April PAC meeting.
Yeah.
Nominations for officers should be submitted at the February or March.
So we're not gonna get 4 full weeks.
We don't have to have 4 weeks. We need 2 weeks.
Right.
We need 2 weeks to have a call for bios.
So you can just have it set to the, where are we, sorry, to have it till the 13th then, not the 10th.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then
We
everyone else
post
just
on
for
the
a week.
13th through the 17th.
Right.
Yeah, and then people come on the 20th.
Okay,
All right, so,
so those are the only ones that are up for election then?
yeah, so all the emails and all that stuff.
Right, because I was very
Confusing.
confused, I was very
Yeah.
confused, I'm like, so, okay, so am I on the rest of this year and next year then? Like, I don't get done until
What was
June
her
of 24?
That's correct, because the previous board voted.
Because we
agreed
voted.
to that.
Okay, even though it was technically against bylaws.
I think it is. The bylaws state that you can only be extended, it literally says you cannot be extended 2 years. So I don't know, like,
So she was only extended for 5 months, right? So she took over and it was,
no, she'll have a 3.5 year term.
I think I took over in
Because she
like,
took over before I did.
yeah, it was, because Beth was the treasurer, so she left, and I think it was like,
It was like the
October?
fall, yeah.
but then I thought
October,
she
November.
was due to, I
Beth
thought,
only did 1 year because she resigned like right at the start of the next year, or right after her Fall Fest, she resigned.
got it.
so it was pretty much, it was like November.
Yeah.
October, November.
Yeah.
So I did that first
Entire
year, and then they voted to have me do my 2 years.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be doing 3.
Got it.
So is that's okay, that's what we are gonna do?
I know like why they did it, like it makes sense because to have a treasurer like come on in November and like get them all acclimated with everything and then
Do it again. the
do
next
it
year.
again doesn't make sense. You know,
Right.
like it would be crazy.
Right. So I'm on until the end of next school year.
Correct.
Okay.
24. Yeah, this is 23, 24. Yep.
Okay, so like May of 24.
Well, July.
June.
June, the end of June.
30.
So June 30th, 24. Okay. Okay.
And
I just-
Miranda,
I just
you're
wanted
on
to make
the same
sure.
amount, right? Because you took over for Joe.
Yep, and Andy, you're on for the same amount,
Yeah.
because you were actually
Like
elected
Katie's
in a normal election.
Yes, I know.
He's the only normal one on the budget.
Yeah.
Don't call me normal, please, never accuse me of such awful things.
How dare you.
All right, so to recap,
Don't get used to it.
today we'll send out an announcement accepting bios for president and secretary from today, the 27th, to March 13th. With our next PAC meeting and election on March 20th.
And I would just make it clear that it's a regular election, and that's why you guys are doing it, not like you guys are just like jumping ship.
Right, nobody's jumping
Yeah,
ship,
yeah.
not today,
Not yet, anyway.
no.
Okay.
Okay.
And are you gonna offer, voting in the morning, or drop off?
Yeah, we'll do voting in the morning and right before the meeting, like we normally do.
On the 20th that morning,
Mhm.
I could be available probably.
And then since it's the president position, you'll collect the bios. They'll come to you. So I'm part of that.
So we have to do, signature cards again, everything. That's my least favorite thing to do.
It's not that
Yeah, I mean, if
Yeah.
we're replaced.
Yeah, it was a major ordeal.
That's a lot of people.
It
It's like buying a
was.
house.
I don't like paperwork either, I'm with you.
It was,
There are
I mean,
paperwork people and not, I'm not.
I thought we were gonna be there like 15 minutes. We were there for like an hour.
Yeah.
Praise the paperwork people, thank you for.
Not to discourage anybody who might be watching.
Yeah, right.
No.
I'm just
no.
saying, it'll be me that like
Right.
does well the new president.
Well, you're a pro at it now, Vicky.
I
got it.
I should just be able to just get it done in 10 minutes.
It's your
All right, next up is picnic tables. So, at the beginning of the year, one of our goals was to purchase new picnic tables for the outside cafeteria and order a set of Chromebooks. Mr. Martinez came back with that the picnic tables will be priority over the Chromebooks. So, I'm trying to pull up this email here to see the exact amounts.
It was like 26 grand.
I think 100. Oh, here we go. All right, so I motion to purchase the picnic tables for the amount of $25,951.29. I believe that's for 18 picnic tables.
20.
20 picnic tables.
Oh, my second.
All in favor? All opposed? All right. Cool. The school's getting new picnic tables.
Yay.
Awesome.
All right.
So, yeah, we'll get with Mr. Martinez and figure out, if we just write checks to the school or
Okay.
how that is gonna work, or he's gonna send us a link to pay for them. I don't know how they'll actually get purchased, but we'll have to figure that out. Next up is ice skating night. It's coming up on the 5th. So ticket sales are going pretty good. I've seen a lot come through PayPal. Have you seen any come in Pack Box?
No, right.
Okay. So we'll do another push for that.
Were we sending
Well,
paper forms and backpacks?
Just to the back office. Or no, we're not gonna send paper out.
Okay,
Oh, we're not.
Yeah.
okay. We need to
I
send
get
a couple more
it.
reminder emails then.
Yeah, so one went out this weekend, and I'll send out another one probably Wednesday.
All right.
I'm doing another push for it. And
Okay.
if you guys wanna talk about it on Facebook,
Yeah,
Oh,
for
geez,
sure.
that's this weekend.
But a lot of people don't do
Sunday.
Facebook.
yeah,
The reason I mention this is because I was ice skating this weekend and I'm like, oh, are you coming Sunday? And they're like, what?
yeah.
They don't do Facebook, so.
Hopefully it's not that warm either, because
Oh, yeah, it's closed if it's like
it's
above.
starting to get, if
Right.
it gets above a certain temperature, then.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
so far, so good though.
Let's book next year now.
Yeah.
You can't until we open it up.
Right now, it's the
Day one.
39.
Don't we have a connection, right?
Oh,
On
that's-
Sunday.
I don't know, Maeve and I are getting pretty,
32,
pretty
right?
friendly.
Doesn't Merrick work at the?
Oh, with me.
Yeah.
He has.
I was like, who?
He has no pull, zero pull.
All right, so I have on here pie sales, so we have pizza sales, I keep saying pies.
It's not like pie.
To do another
What are you talking about?
pizza sale fundraiser, April-ish, I'm thinking.
Okay.
So we need to figure out, I think we kind of narrowed it down where we want to get pizzas from, but we talked about it just amongst ourselves, but I'd like to hear everyone's thoughts on where we should get pizza from, either Gels or AJ's we got from before. I know there's some some strong feelings about AJ's, but
Where are the
That's
strong
you
feelings
guys.
about, when was AJ's done? I don't remember that.
One year,
What's the strong
maybe
feeling?
3 or so years ago, was it before COVID?
Might have been during even.
Might have
It
been
might have
that year.
What was, what
Do you have a
happened?
preference between the AJ's or the Just Hospitals? If you don't mind, if I'm not putting you on the spot.
We've almost always done gels. I did do the AJ's pizza that one year. I wasn't like wowed by it, but they were fine. I mean, and gels are kind of hit or miss too. It's like their tiny pizzas taste different than their big pizzas for some reason. I don't know why.
yeah. Okay.
But I
Do they
don't
taste the
mind
same?
gels. I don't mind gels at
I
all.
think, I don't think there's a price difference. I could be wrong, but
I think there was an issue with how they can handle our orders. Because we have a
Which
big-
they're better now,
That's-
because they have been doing more fundraisers.
Oh,
Was
I
it
think I
like
remember
there's
They
their
didn't
cold
have
storage
any-
or something?
Yeah, they had to like take them home
Yeah,
to store
people
them
like-
because they didn't have enough storage
Yeah.
for how big our order was.
Oh, no.
AJ's is the one right by the toll road, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was, like I said, one of the first fundraisers they did, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, it might be amazing now.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'd be willing to like give them another shot.
They may have not had it back to Kelly last year though. You'd have to ask her.
maybe I'll just get quotes from both of them to see what kind of deals we'll get, and then we could talk about it again and say,
Okay.
who do we want to go with?
That's good.
And then we can decide on a date, and then start getting that kind of rolled out too.
It was good, I was gonna ask about that anyway, somebody else was just advertising for selling Gels pizzas for their kids fundraiser, and I was gonna order from them if we were doing it, so.
Recognition? Anyone have anybody they want to recognize?
The volunteers that came out and pulled out for a good Valentine's Day party for the kids.
Yes.
I want to recognize Jeff Went and Heather Gonzalez and my son Grayson for picking up coaching while I was sick and out with COVID for a while. They stepped up and ran games and did practices and all sorts of stuff. So super thankful for them. Public comment? And
Want me to talk about 5K now?
yes, 5K.
Okay, so Dan jotted down a couple of notes. The signups are live now. We created an invite and sent it out through social media. Shelley Hill is getting the poster updated currently. The awards are close to being resolved. I'm working on getting wooden plaques instead of medals for the police awards. Everything is taken care of for Coffee Creek and the venue. We're still looking for sponsors for the events. If PAC has any going that we should hit up, let me know. They are coordinating with Girls on the Run to get them involved too. We're meeting on March 13th with them to discuss collaboration, and the shirts are squared away with plaques.
And then medals. The same thing with medals.
Yeah, they're gonna do wooden. Yeah, I know. They decided to do wooden plaques instead of medals for replacement. I don't know what that is.
For the place award, so that'd be like first, second, third.
Yes, I
But
don't.
like for the other one, like for everybody else, it should be one.
Just when they cross the finish line.
Just like that, just a random.
Participation.
Participation.
That's what all the ones that you put the bag.
Yeah, we have a ton of those, so I don't know, he didn't,
Those might have the year on them.
We checked that.
yeah, he didn't.
They're donated. They're done.
We used stickers last year, being stickers for
Yes.
the year.
Ones that doesn't have any at all.
Right,
I would just say, as a follow-up, just figure out what you're gonna do for those medals. Because that's what people think.
So we want to do participation
That's true.
levels,
Oh, yeah.
and then we want to do winning plaques for the placers.
Yep.
Okay, is that what you're, okay. All right, and I will, I'll ask them. I think that's it. That's all he has. I'll ask him about like the porta potty. So I know we gotta do that, and I think he was in touch with like, the timing people.
Yeah. Extra mode.
Huh?
Is it extra mode?
I can't remember it anymore. But I'll ask him.
Is the 8th grade doing anything at the stadium?
Thank you, I was just gonna circle back to
No.
that.
Your CPM is
So
over there.
8th grade is done fundraising for the trip.
So is 7th grade doing anything?
Yeah, right.
Or, no joke, because when Mike is in the 7th grade next year, that's what I'll be doing.
I don't,
No.
no, I don't think so.
Not yet. When is the trip? That's coming up.
May.
Is it May?
So that's another thing, if you do the spring sale, that's a great fundraiser for the next year.
Yeah, so that we're organizing them.
We were
Oh,
briefly discussing, it's still for next month, but
Yeah, that's okay.
That's next time.
Cool, meeting adjourned at 6:47.
it was right before the meeting, we were discussing the hypothetical of the spring sale, if we did one at once.
All right, so Joe, do you want,
I know that.
this rebate? To go to your
And that
Yeah.
had stuff that she was selling.